Hello all, welcome to the new Simply Put series by Kalam IAS Academy. This is Priyanka Mahapatra, faculty at Kalam IAS. So today we'll be having a discussion on the newspaper dated 16th December 2023. So today is Saturday, we were not having any text and the context section of the Hindu newspaper. So we have covered the explain section of the Indian Express newspaper and a book review. Right? So on every Saturday we would be doing a book review. Today also we have taken a book review. So coming to the explain page of the Indian Express newspaper, two articles were very important about the COP28 summit regarding the green push and about the AI agreement, the New Delhi Declaration on AI, which the India has adopted. So these are the three articles. These are the three things we are going to discuss today, which is displayed on your screen. So let's now start with the first article, that is why India's green push need balancing, why COP28 coal breather is important. So this is very important from your GS paper 3 perspective, where energy is included in your syllabus under infrastructure. So this article is particularly discussing about a dilemma with respect to the climate change efforts, with respect to the renewable energy of India. So where we all know that India has been consistently stepping up its renewable capacity addition over the years. Now, on the other hand, policymakers are realizing that we just can't keep adding more and more green capacity to our basket because we are not having viable energy storage options with us. So this is in context with the intermittent nature of renewable energy, where it comes and goes at intervals. The energy like sun and the wind, they depend on many factors and we cannot rely them for the grid management, right? So that is why India is now reverting to the coal, to the fossil fuel usage. For that matter, at COP28, it advocated for not phasing down the fossil fuels. The developing countries like India and China, they were against the phase out of the fossil fuels. For that, the clause was changed to transition away from fossil fuels over the years. Again, there were no targets for it, no time schedule for it. For that matter, again, when a new proposal was made that no new coal-fired power plants can be commissioned without any inbuilt carbon capture and storage facility, this was rejected by the developing countries. So you now know that how India is reverting to the coal powered generation capacity, right? So just a week before beginning of COP28, Union Minister, that is Union Power Ministry, they decided to step up its coal powered generation capacity to add at least 80 gigawatt by 2031-32, which is broadly in line with the National Electricity Plan of 2022-27. So why are we reverting to the coal when we are already talking about only increasing the renewable energy capacity? So with respect to the renewable energy capacity, we had met a lot of targets. We had made a lot of accomplishments. India is now one of the largest producer of renewable energy. It is now the world's third largest producer of renewable energy. It has been consistently increasing its renewable energy capacity over the last decade. And you all know that how it achieved its target of getting 40% of the electric capacity coming from non-fossil fuel 9 years ahead of schedule, right? It was a big achievement for India. And the renewable capacity addition, it has resulted to 24% reduction in emission intensity of GDP from the year 2005 to 2016. So these achievements we have made in the renewable energy sector, but still we cannot rely on renewable energy because of its inherent problems. Because the first problem is that it is intermittent nature. Like the solar and the wind, they cause a lot of problems for grid management. So the grid needs always a firm base load supply like coal, which the renewables cannot provide because of their intermittent generation. For that matter, utilities are forced to keep the old thermal power plants in standby, right? To counter the problem of intermittency, the power utilities, they are forced to keep the old thermal power plants in standby, but keeping these units always in the operational mode results in the high fixed cost. So again, there is a problem. The study says that if the cost of standby thermal power is taken into account, then the renewable power is now almost twice its cost on paper. That costly it is becoming. That is how it is making the renewables less competitive in the market. This is another problem. Similarly, SECI, that is Solar Energy Corporation of India Limited, it has also made rigidity in terms of power purchase agreements. It has locked the green developers in rigid power purchase agreements with no scope for innovation and thus limiting the renewables. Right? And to top it all, we are lacking a viable storage of energy. So this is the only solution by which we can deal with the intermittent nature of the renewable sources like solar and wind. But we are lacking any storage capacity by which we can store the renewable energy, and that will help in the grid management. Again, storage is currently very expensive. That is why the lithium ion batteries are ruled out for grid application now. So these are the main problems with the renewable energy for which we cannot rely on the renewable energy capacity for the grid management for the electric. So coming to the solution, government has now proposed to bring the hybrid generation models blended with off-stream pump storage, where it can actually act as a storage option for the renewable energy. Until that time, the coal-fired capacity has to stay as a base load for the power plants. Right? So this was all about this topic discussion. Then we come to the second topic about the Delhi Declaration and how it found a middle path between the promotion and regulation of AI. Right? So this is very, very important from your GS paper 3, Science and Technology. So the Global Partnership on AI, the Global Partnership on Artificial Intelligence, that is GPAI, which is an alliance of 29 members, including India, it has unanimously adopted the New Delhi Declaration. So what is this declaration about? It is about the regulation or the responsible use of AI. Do you understand the meaning of responsible use? That means it is acknowledging the fact that AI is an enabler of innovation. AI is needed for the economy. It is needed for the digital ecosystem, but it has some risk associated with it. So to mitigate that risk, we need to take careful steps. So we need to mitigate the risk arising from the development and deployment of AI systems while promoting the equitable access to critical resources for AI innovation. So both the ways, you need to have a balance between the two, which the declaration is talking about. For that matter, Ashwini Vaishnav, he always had a stand that AI, though it has ethical concerns and associated risks, it has always proven to an enabler of the digital and innovation ecosystem. So you know now what is the stand of India. It is in favor of not regulating the AI because it can lead to many developmental targets. Okay, it can lead to innovation. It can be an enabler in the digital ecosystem, but it has to bring certain regulation as well. So here it is said that India was not in favor of bringing any regulation before. So there was a shift in its approach this time. So why there has been a shift in its approach? Because of the recent incidents regarding the deepfakes with respect to many celebrities, popular personalities that is going mainstream. So India previously was not in favor of making any regulation because it always thought that AI would bring the good impact always. Okay, but now it has moved in the direction of actively formulating regulations for AI. Right? So New Delhi Declaration, as I told, that it is inherently good. AI is inherently good, it says, and it is a catalyst for economic growth, but some harms need to be mitigated along the way. This you need to remember from your mains and prelims point of view. So it kind of balances between the innovation and the risk associated with the AI system. So this is where it is very much separate, very much different from the UK AI Safety Summit. which got adopted last month. So New Delhi Declaration is taking care of both the things, about the good thing and the bad thing, about the innovation aspect, about the risk aspect, while the AI Safety Summit in UK, it has only taken into consideration the security and the safety risk. The security and the safety risk related to AI was in the center of discussion all the way. Okay, so this is the basic difference between the two declarations, between the two summit that had happened. So in this way, the New Delhi Declaration is talking about the democratic values, the human rights, safeguarding dignity and well-being while using AI, ensuring personal data protection, protection of applicable intellectual property rights as well, privacy and security, while also fostering innovation, promoting trustworthy, responsible and sustainable and human-centered use of AI. So these keywords you need to remember from your names point of view. Right? So hope you're clear with this. What is the main difference between the two? So it largely supports the innovation in technology in the forefront in various sectors like agriculture and healthcare, right? It has also shown in interest the AI usage in agriculture sector, in healthcare sector, right? So together with that, we need to take care of the risks as well. And the declaration has also drawn attention to the harm caused by the frontier AI. Very, very important from your prelims point of view. Direct question can come from the frontier AI. It can be asked in the question itself that what is frontier AI, and 4 options will be given to correctly state, correctly find out the option. Correct? So frontier AI is a highly capable foundation generative AI model that could possess dangerous capabilities that can pose severe risk to the public safety. So it is about the dangerous aspect of the AI model. It is kind of generative AI model which is able to generate the deep fakes, the virtual images, any morphed, any fake videos, right? So it has also drawn to this aspect of AI, that is frontier AI, which you should be remembering by heart. Then the government's response recently has been in the form of new consultation paper by the telecommunication regulator TRAI, where it is calling upon the center to set up a domestic statutory authority to regulate AI in India. That is to be in the form of risk-based framework. Okay, and then it is also calling for collaborations with international agencies and governments to form a global agency for the responsible use of AI. Right? So, this was all about the New Delhi Declaration. You should be keeping it in your mind.